Building materials: wood, timber. Slide 2. Wood is one of the most used natural building materials in the world. A number of valuable properties such as low heat conductivity, small bulk density, relatively high strength, amenability to mechanical working, etc., makes wood as famous building material. Timber can be used in most economical way without wasting any of the derivative of it. Even the sawdust obtained during wood sawing can also be used to make fiberboards, paper, etc. So the picture. Slide 3. Types of trees. The trees are classified into following types based on their mode of growth. Number 1, exogenous. Number 2, endogenous. Exogenous trees are outward growing trees. Horizontal section of such tree contains several rings, such which are nothing but annual rings. These rings can be used to predict the age of tree. Most of the exogenous trees are useful for many engineering purposes. Exogenous trees are subclassified into following types: conifers and deciduous. Slide 4. Conifers are nothing but wood producing trees which are also called as evergreen trees. The timber of these trees is light colored, light in weight, low dense, and poor against fire. Example: pine, fire, redwood, spruce, deodar, cedar, etc. Deciduous trees are hardwood producing trees. The leaves of this type of trees are generally broad in size, and they fall in autumn and grow in spring. Deciduous trees are most suitable for constructional purpose. Timber of deciduous trees is dark colored, dense, heaviest, and good against fire. Example: maple, mahogany, oak, teak, walnut, babul, etc. Endogenous trees are inward growing trees which contains fibrous mass in their longitudinal section. The timber from these trees is useful in some limited engineering purpose. Example: bamboo, plum, cane, etc. Slide 5. Structure of tree. The structure of tree can be divided into two categories as follows: macrostructure and microstructure. ये जो structure, outer bark, sapwood, medullary rays, cambium layer, inner bark, pith. Macrostructure. The structure of tree which is visible to naked eye is called macrostructure of tree. Macrostructure of tree contains following components: pith, heatwood, sapwood, cambium layer, inner bark, outer bark, medullary rays, pith. The core part of innermost part of tree is called as pith. It contains cellulose tissues which are helpful for the growth of plant during its young age. Inner bark. The protecting layer of cambium layer is known as inner bark. Outer bark. The outermost layer of tree section is called outer bark or cortex. It contains cells of wood fiber. Medullary rays. The medullary rays extending from pith to cambium are known as medullary rays. These rays hold the annual rings of sapwood and heatwood together. Characteristics of good timber. The principal characteristics of timber of concern are strength, durability, and finished appearance. Narrow annual rings. Closer the rings, greater is the strength. Compact medullary rays, dark color, uniform texture, sweet smell, and a shining fresh cut surface. When stuck, sonorous sound is produced. Free from the defects in timber, heavy weight, no woolliness at fresh cut surface. A timber is said to be good based on the following characteristics: durability, strength, permeability, hardness, toughness, elasticity, workability, weight, structure, defects, fire resistance. Durability. Durability is the first priority for any kind of engineering material. A good timber should be durable enough to resist the action of chemical agents, biological agents, physical agencies, etc. However, wood is weak against the action of strong acids and alkalis, but it can withstand weak acids and alkali solution. Strength. Wood tissues. Strength. Strength is the resistance against failure. A good timber should not fail easily, and it should be strong enough to take loads again acting on it. The strength of timber varies depending on the direction, transfer or direct it is loaded. Strength is considered as an important property while designing structural wood members such as wooden beams, joists, rafters, etc. Next, permeability. The permeability of timber should be less. A good timber should not absorb more than 8 to 12% of water, but its weight when placed in water, the water permeability of timber depends upon various factors such as moisture, content of timber, age of timber, type of cut, etc. Hardness. Hardness is the resistance against penetration. Good timber should be hard and workable. The hardness of timber depends upon its density and hardwood properties. Stronger is the hardwood, higher is the hardness of timber. Driving nail into timber. Next, toughness. Toughness is the resistance against sudden shocks and vibrations. A good timber should be tough enough to resist sudden impact loads and vibrations. The toughness of timber is improved by the good interlocking of grains in its structure. A good tough timber is used to make harness of different tools, parts of automobiles, etc. Next, elasticity. A good timber should be elastic. Elasticity is the property of regaining its original shape after deformation, causing loads are removed. A good elastic timber is used to make pots, items, shafts, bows, etc. Next, workability. Workability of timber is the ease with which it can cut into the required shape. A good timber is easily workable. It should not damage or block the teeth of the saw during the cutting. See the picture, cutting of timber. Next, weight. The timber should be heavy as much as it looks. A timber is said to be good if its weighs heavy. Lightweight timbers are less in strength and unsound. Heavy timber logs. Structure. A timber with uniform structure is said to be good timber. The fibers of timber should be straight and firm. The annual rings of timber should be closely located, indicating the fact that the tree is mature enough to use it for making timber products. The medullary ridge should be hard and compact. In general, an age of 50 to 100 years is considered a good age of felling of trees. A structure of timber it is. Next, defects. A timber is said to be good when it is free from defects caused by natural forces such as bulbs, knots, sacks, etc. And also it should be free from various fungal defects such as blue stain, dry knot, wet knot, etc. Blue stain of timber due to fungi attack. Next, fire resistance. Fire resistance of timber is very low. Of all the timber types, dense wood offers the most resistance against fire, but up to certain limit only. The thermal conductivity of timber depends upon various factors such as moisture content, density, porosity, etc. It is a burnt wood. Mechanical wire. Wooden floors, pavements, etc. made of timbers are continuously subjected to traffic loads. Hence, good timber should be deteriorate easily against mechanical wear or abrasion. Appearance. The appearance of a good timber should be shiny when it is freshly shot. This shining appearance is due to resinous matter present in the timber. The appearance of timber depends upon the arrangement of cells in its structure. If they are arranged in uniform manner, the uniform appearance will be obtained after cutting. Fungal defects such as blue stain, sap stain, etc. damage the appearance of timber. Color. The strength of timber can be estimated by looking at its color. Light color designates low strength timber, while dark color indicates high strength timber. Hence, dark color timber is preferable for engineering works. Shape. The shape of timber should not be distributed while cutting and seasoning. A bad timber may bow or wrap or split during conversion. It's a wrapped wood. Smell. The smell of a good timber is sweet. Bad or unpleasant smell indicates decayed timber. Sound. The velocity of a sound in timber is approximately 12 times more than that in the air. Hence, a good timber should produce clear ringing sound when struck. This is the reason why many musical instruments are made of wood. A dull, heavy sound designates decayed timber. That's a ganned wood megaphone to amplify sound. Seasoning of timber. This is the most important. Timber cut from freshly felled trees is too wet for normal use and is dimensionally unsuitable. Seasoning is the process of reducing the moisture content, drying of timber in order to prevent the timber from possible fermentation and making it suitable for use. It can also be defined as the process of drying the wood to moisture content approximately equal to the average humidity of the surroundings, where it is be permanently fixed. Very rapid seasoning after removal or bark should be avoided, since it causes case hardening and thus increasing resistance to penetration or preservation. Some of the objects of seasoning wood are as follows: reduce shrinkage and wrapping after placement in structure. Number 2, increase strength and durability and workability. Number 3, reduce its tendency or split and decay, make it suitable for painting. Number 5, reduce its weight. Next slide, methods of seasoning of timber. There are two methods of seasoning of timber which are explained below. Number 1, natural seasoning. Number 2, artificial seasoning. Natural air seasoning: the log of wood is sawn into planks of convenient sizes and stacked under a covered shed in crosswise direction in alternate layers. Figure 4.2. As it is permit free circulation of air, the duration for drying depends upon the type of wood and size of planks. The rate of drying is, however, very slow. Air seasoning reduces the moisture content of wood to 12 to 15%. It is used very extensively drying ties and large size structural timbers. Artificial seasoning. The prevalent methods of artificial seasoning are as follows. First, water seasoning. The logs of wood are kept completely immersed in a running stream of water with their larger ends pointing upstream. Consequently, the sap, sugar, gum are leached out and are placed by water. The logs are then kept out in air to dry. It is quick process, but the elastic properties and strength of the wood are reduced. Boiling. Boiling in water or exposing the wood to the action of steam spray is very quick but expensive process of seasoning. Clean seasoning is adopted for rapid seasoning of timber on large scale to any moisture content. The scantlings are arranged for free circulation of heated air with some moisture or superheated steam. The circulating air takes up moisture required from wood and seasons. Two types of cleans, the progressive and the compartment, are in use. For most successful clean seasoning of the timber should be brought to as a high temperature as it will stand without injury before drying to begin. Otherwise, the moisture of the hot outer fibers of the wood will tend to flow towards the cooler interior. With clean drying, there is a little loss in strength of timber, usually less than 10%. Also, the wood is more thoroughly and evenly dried, thus reducing the hygroscopicity of the wood. Here the process: progressive clean, end section, loading end, outer ports, healing cool, steam jet, inlet for fresh water, and unloading end. Next, compartment of clean. It is also known as compartment clean. In its process of seasoning is carried in a single compartment only. In its drying operation are adjusted as drying process proceeds. The clean is adopted for seasoning of timber which required a close control of humidity and temperature. It gives better result. Next, chemical or salt seasoning. An aqueous solution of certain chemicals have lower vapor pressures than that of the pure water. If the water layers of timber are treated with such chemicals, the vapor pressure will reduce and the vapor pressure gradient is set up. The interior of timber containing no salts retains its original vapor pressure and therefore tends to dry as rapidly. The slope of the curves and consequently to reduce the internal stresses and reduce during drying, since it is these stress which are responsible for defects such as checks etc. A chemically treated timber will exhibit fewer defects. common salt or urea, or generally used. The latter is preferred as the corrosive action of common salt is drawback. Next, electric seasoning. The logs were placed in such a way that their two ends touch the electrodes. Current is passed through the setup. Being a bad conductor, would resist the follow-up current, generating heat in the process, which results in its drying. The drawbacks is the wood may split. Next, classification of timber. On the basis of its position, standing timber implies a heavy living tree. Rough timber forms a part of the felled tree. Converted timber or timber are long or timber sawn into planks, posts, etc. On the basis of gradient IS 6534, all grading specifications are clearly distinguished between structural or stress grading and commercial or utility grading based on Indian standard classification. Next, structural grading is also known as stress grading. However, there is a small distinction between the two. Structural grading refers to the principle by which the material is graded on the basis of visible defects which have known effects on the strength properties of the material. Stress grading refers to the principle by which the material is graded by consideration of maximum principal stress to which it can be subjected. Structural grading is further divided as grading based on known effect of defect and estimated accumulative value. Machine grading. Commercial grading is also known as yard grading or utility grading, refers to the principle by which the material is graded by consideration of usefulness of the material and price factors. Commercial grading is further divided in the following classes. প্রথম grade 1. This classification is based on dimension and the general appearance. The dimension of lengths, widths and thickness of converted material are measured. This system is prevalent is Kerala and Mysore. Grade B. The classification is based on the best ultimate use of the material. Such a system is mostly in Andhra Pradesh and some part of Tamil Nadu. Here each of grade is further divided into A, B, C classes to indicate occurrence of defect. Only two lengths are recognized: log L, which is 5 meter and above, and shortest, the under 5 meter. Each log stamped such as bell, beam A class log, PBS, plank B cross short, etc. Some timber another letter is also added indicating the pieces easy for teak. Grade C. The classification is based on qualitative evaluation of defects and top estimate of outturn and utilizable material. It is prevalent in Madhya Pradesh. Grade D. The classification is based on evaluation of units of defects and fixing the permissible number of standard volume of area or the material in each grade. The system is prevalent in Bombay region and is increasingly adopted in Indian standard and is recognized internationally on the basis of modulus of elasticity. The pieces of timber recommended for constructional purpose classified as Group A, modulus of elasticity in bending above 12.5 kilonewton per mm square. Group B, modulus of elasticity in bending above 9.8 kilonewton per mm square and below 12.5 kilonewton per mm square. Group C, modulus of elasticity in bending above 5.6 kilonewton per mm square and below 9.8 kilonewton per mm square. Next slide. Classification based on availability. Based on availability, IS 3391963 classified timber as X, most common 1453 MQ or more per year, and common 335 meter cube to 1415 MQ per year, and less common less than 335 meter cube per year. This is based upon the figures supplied by the forest departments. Based on durability, test specimens of size 600 by 550 by 50 mm are buried in the ground to half their length. The condition of specimen at various intervals of time are noted, and from this observation their average life is calculated. Timbers are classified based upon such observation as of high durability, average life of 120 months and over; moderate durability, average life of less than 120 months and but of 60 months or more; low durability, average life of less than 60 months. On the basis of seasoning characteristics, timbers are classified depending upon their behavior to cracking and splitting during normal air seasoning. Practice under three categories. High refractory class A are slow and difficult to season, free from defects. Moderately refractory class B may be seasoned free from surface defects etc. if some protection is given against rapid drying. Non-refractory class C, this can be rapidly seasoned free from defects. Next, defects in timber. Defects can occur in timber at various stages, principally during the growing period and during the conversion and seasoning process. The defects in the wood as shown in figure, star shake, heart shake, cup shake, knots, are due to irregularities. The character of grains defects affects the quality, reduce the quantity of useful wood, reduce the structure. Next slide. Twisted fibers upwards. These are the various type of defects in timber as a construction material. These defects in timber can be due to natural forces, fungi, insects, and during seasoning and conversion. Types of these defects in wood are discussed in detail. Trees give us the timber which is converted into the required form and finally used. Before reaching this final stage, timber comes across many critical stages like growing without defects, cutting at the night time, seasoning, converting and using. Different types of defects occur in timber at these various stages. Defects in timber due to natural forces: wind cracks, sacks, twisted fibers, offsets, rind glands, bulbs, water stain, chemical stain, deadwood, knots, coarse grain, foxiness, draxiness, callus. Wind cracks in timber. If the wood is exposed continuously to the high speed winds, the outer surface shrinks and forms crack externally, which is called wind cracks. This is the picture. Sacks in timber. Sacks are nothing but cracks which separate the wood fibers partly or completely. Different sacks are formed in different conditions as follows. Cup sacks are formed due to the non-uniform growth of a tree or excessive bending by cyclones or winds. In this case, the sacks developed between annual rings and separate them partly. Next হচ্ছে hard sacs. The other type of sacs which develop in maturity approaching trees whose inner part is under shrinkage. The sacs spread from pith to sapwood following the direction of medullary rays, that is calf sacs and heart sacs. Next, ring sacs are similarly to calf sacs, but they completely separate. The annual rings, tar sacs, are formed due to extreme heat or sharp frost action that develop window cracks on the outside or timber from bark to the sapwood. Radial sacs are developed radially from pith to the bark. This is the picture, ring sacs and the star sacs. Next, twisted fibers in timbers. When the tree in its younger age is exposed to high speed winds, the fibers of wood gets twisted. This type of wood is not suitable for sawing, so this can be used for making poles, posts, etc. Twisted fibers in timber. Offsets. This is the picture. Offsets, a defect of timber in which the fibers of the wood are crushed and compressed by fast blowing winds or inappropriate chopping of trees. Next, ringales. Ringales are carved swellings of tree which are formed at a point where a branch of the trees is temporarily removed or fell down. This is picture. Bulbs are uneven projection on the body of the tree during its growth. These are mainly due to effect of the shocks and injury received by the tree during its younger age. Water stain. This is the picture, water stain. When the wood is in contact with water for some time, the water will damage the color of the wood and forms a stain on its surface. This defect is called water stain. Chemical stain. Chemical stains is formed on the wood by the reaction by the gases present in the atmosphere, etc. The stained area gets discolored in the defect. Next, dead wood. This is the picture, dead wood. The wood obtained from the cutting of the dead tree is light in weight and is actually defected. It is reddish in color and its strength is very less. Notes in timber. This picture, the central part of the stem of a tree is majorly used in conversion of timber. Branches from the stem are removed and the whole rounded stem is taken, but the base of branches forms a mark of the stem which results in dark color stains on the surface after conversion. These dark color stains are due to continuity of wood fibers. These dark color rings are known as nodes. Coarse grain defect in timber. Coarse grain. The age of a tree can be known by a number of annual rings. For fast growing trees, the gap between the annual rings is very large. This type of tree is called coarse grain trees, and the timber obtained from them is no less strength. Timber foxiness. When the timber is stored without proper ventilation, the trees growing near the banks of water bodies and over mature trees maybe exhibit this type of defect. Foxiness is generally indicated by red or yellow spots. Raxiness. Raxiness is the defect of timber in which the top of surface of timber indicates white spots. These spots will give the access to fungi. Callus. The wound of the tree is covered by soft skin which is called callus. Defects in timber due to fungi: dry rot, wet rot, brown rot, white rot, blue stain, heart rot, sap stain. Dry rot in timber. Dry rot is caused by a certain type of fungi that eats wood for their living. They make food by converting timber into dry powder from. This occurs mainly when there is no ventilation of air or if the wood is improperly seasoned. Absence of sunlight, dampness, presence of sap will increase the growth of dry rot causing fungi. This can be prevented by using well seasoned wood and also be painting the timber surface with copper sulfate. Next, wet rot in timber. Wet rot is caused by fungi that decompose the timber and convert it into a grayish brown powder. Look the picture. And wet rot causing fungi growth mainly when there is alternate dry or wet condition of timber. Bound rot in timber. The cellulose components of the wood are consumed by certain types of fungi which then makes the wood brownish, and this defect is called brown rot. White rot timber. Some types of fungi attacks lignin of timber and leave cellulose components, hence the wood will turn into white color, which is called white rot. Blue stain in timber. Blue stain is a defect caused by some kind of fungi which makes the timber bluish. Heart rot in timber. Heart rot is generated in the heart rot is generated in the trees when fungi attack the heartwood through its newly formed branch. This type of fungi makes the tree hollow by consuming heartwood. This defect is known as heart rot. Sap stain in timber. When the moisture content in the timber is more than 25%, some of types of fungi attacks the sapwood and make it discolored. This type of defect is known as sap stain. Defects in timber during seasoning. Number 1, bow. Number 2, cup. Number 3, cheek. Number 4, split. Number 5, twist. Number 6, honeycombing. Number 7, case hardening. Number 8, collapse. Number 9, wrapped. Number 10, radial sex. Bow. When the converted timber is stored for a longer time, some timber planks may have a curve along its length, which is known as bow. Cup. If the timber planks curve along its width, then it is called cupping or timber. Cheek. Cheek is the formation of a crack in the wood which will separate the wood fibers. They form due to over seasoning of timber. Number 4, split. This is the picture. Split forms when a cheek extends from one end to other end, which will split the wood into number of pieces. Number 5, twist. Twist from when the timber pieces is distorted spirally along its length. It looks like a propeller blade after twisting. Honeycombing. Honeycombing occurs in the inner part of the timber, which cannot be identified by just seeing. It is mainly due to stresses developed during the drying of timber. Case hardening. Case hardening. Case is nothing but the top surface of wood which dries rapidly during seasoning, but the inner part didn't. Then its defect is called case hardening. Collapse. During drying, some parts of wood may dry rapidly while some may not. Because of this, improper drying shrinkage of wood occurs that result in the defect called collapse. Wrap. Wrapping is the loss of shape of wood due to stress developed during drying. Cupping, bowing, twisting of wood come under wrapping. Radial sacs. Radial sacs developed after the tree being fell down and exposed to the sun for seasoning. In this case, The cracks run rapidly from bark to the pith through annual rings. Defects in timber during conversion. Number 1 diagonal grain, number 2 tron gain, number 3 chip mark, number 4 when diagonal grain defect in timber. During the conversion of timber, different cutting saws are used. The cutting should be done properly. If there is any improper cutting by the saw, then a diagonal grains will appear. Tom grain picture. In the conversion, many tools are used. If any of the tools or any other heavy things are dropped accidentally on the finished surface of timber, it will cause small depression, which is called tom grain. Chip mark. When the timber is cut through the planing machine, the parts of the machine may form chip marks on it. Usually they are indicated by chips on the finished surface. When the edge part of the timber log contains a rounded edge on one side because of its original rounded surface, this rounded edge is called wen. Defects in timber due to insects. Termites, beetles, marine borers. Termites in timber. Termites are also as known ants which form a colony inside the timber and eat the core part of the timber rapidly. They do not disturb the outer layer of timber, so one cannot identify their presence. The trees, tropical and the subtropical regions are mostly affected by these timbers. However, some trees like teak, sal, etc. cannot be attacked by termites because of the presence of termites preventing chemicals in their cellulose part. Beetles in timbers. Beetles are a type of insects that destroy the sapwood of the tree and make a tunnel-like hole from bark. Usually the diameter of the hole is around 2 mm. They convert sapwood into powder form and larvae of these beetles use these holes. Almost all hardwood trees can be prone to damage by these beetles. Marine borers in timber. Marine borers are found near coastal areas. They do not consume wood, but they make large holes of diameter up to 25 mm in the timber to live inside it. They excavated up to 60 mm deep in the wood. The wood attacked by marine borers is less strength and discolored. They can attack all types of trees present in their regions. Defects in timber due to insects, due to natural forces, due to seasoning, due to conversion, due to fungi. Preservation of timber. Different types of preservation of timbers. Number 1 coal tar, number 2 ASCU, number 3 chemical star, number 4 oil paints, number 5 soligram paints, number 6 kerosene oil. Coal tar or preservation of timber. Coal tar is heated and obtained liquid. Hot tar is applied on timber surface using brush. Coal tar contains unpleasant smell and does not allow paint on it, so it is used for door frames, window frames. It is very cheap and has good fire resistance. ASCU preservation for timber. ASCU is a special preservative which is available in powder form. It is dissolved in water to get preservative solution. It should be added 6 parts by weight of ASCU in 100 parts by weight of water. The final solution is applied on timber by spraying. The solution does not contain any odor. It is useful mainly to get rid of from white ants. ASCU contains hydrated arsenic pentoxide, copper sulfate or blue vitriol or sodium dichromate or potassium dichromate in it. After applying ASCU, the timber can be coated with paint, varnish, etc. Chemical salts for preservation of timbers. Chemical salts like copper sulfate, mercury chloride, and zinc chloride are used as preservative, which can be dissolved in water to get liquid solution. The aerodoless and do not generate flames when contact with fire. Oil paints preservation for timber. Oil paints are suitable for well seasoned wood. They are generally applied in 2 or 3 coats. Oil paints prevents timber from moisture. If timber is not seasoned, then oil paints may lead to decay or timber can confining sap. Solingnum paints or preservation of timber. Solingnum paints are applied in hot condition using brush. They are well suitable for preserving timber from whitens. Solingnum paints can be used by adding color pigment so the timber has good appearance. Kerosene oil or preservation of timber. Kerosene oil is prepared by distillation of tar. It is black or brown in color. It contains unpleasant smell. It is applied in special manner. Firstly, the timber is well seasoned and dried. Then it is placed in airtight chamber and inside air is pumped out. Finally, kerosene oil is pumped into the chamber with high pressure about 0.7 to 1 Newton per mm square at a temperature of 50 degrees C. After the allowing it for 2 hours, the timber absorbed kerosene oil sufficiently and taken out from the chamber. Kerosene oil is flammable, so it is not used for timber works, fireplaces. It is generally used for wood piles, poles, railway sleepers, etc. Methods of timber preservation: brushing, spraying, injecting under pressure, dipping and stepping, charming, hot and cold open tank treatment. Brushing of timber preservation. Brushings are simplest method of applying preservation for well seasoned timber. Oil type preservatives are applied with good quality of brushes. For better result, the applied preservative should in hot condition. Multiply coats should be applied and content time interval should be maintained between successive coats. Spraying of timber preservation. Spraying is an effective technique than brushing. This is the case. In this case, preservative solution is sprayed on to the surface using spray gun. It is time saving and quite effective. Preservative in injecting under pressure. The preservative is injected into the timber under high pressure condition. Generally, kerosene oil is applied in its manner, which is already discussed above. It is costly treatment process and required special treatment plant. Dipping and stepping method of timber preservation. Dipping is another type of preservation in which timber is deployed directly in the preservative solution. Penetrates of timber better than the case of the brushing and the spraying. In the some case, the stepping or wetting of timber with preservative solution is allowed for few days or weeks, which is also quite effective process. Charring method of timber preservation. Charring is nothing but burning of timber surface, which is quite an old method of preservation of timber. In this method, the timber surface is wetted for 30 minutes and burnt up to depth of 15 mm from top surface. The burnt surface protects in inner timber from white ants, fungi, etc. This method is not suitable for exterior wood work, so it is applied for wood fencing poles, telephone poles, bottoms, etc. Next slide. Hot and cold open tank treatment of timber. Hot and cold open tank treatment of timber. In this method, the timber is placed in open tank which contains preservative solution. This solution is then heated for few hours at 85 to 95 degrees Celsius. Then the solution is allowed to cool and timber gets submerged with gradual cooling. This type of treatment is generally done for sapwood. Next, suitability of timbers for specification. Purpose: agriculture implementation. Requirements: nature of tree. Agriculture implementation requirement: hard and durable, should take good polish. Nature of tree is bale, Arjun, babul, blackwood. Number 2 houses. এই রিকোয়ারমেন্ট পারপাস হচ্ছে হাউসেস। রিকোয়ারমেন্টস নাম্বার 1 sufficiently close grain, number 2 takes good polish, number 3 toughness of durability, number 4 pleasing color, number 5 easy to work with. Name of tree: sisu, teak, ablas, babul, haritaki, katbel, mathua, redwood. Bridge. Requirements: strength of hardness, number 2 resistant to salt water action. Name of tree: babul, red cedar, ironwood, jarul, sal. Carts and wheels. Requirements: purpose carts and wheel. Requirement: hardness and durability. Close grained. Name of tree: zial, orjun, babul. Columns, beams, door frames, etc. Number 1 hardness and durability, number 2 should take good polish, number 3 flexibility, number 4 light in weight, number 5 easy to work, number 6 last underwater. Number of tree, nature of tree: orjun, gamhar, bamboo, coconut, plum, mango, pile, palm, etc. Furniture. Requirements: light, soft, durable, should take good polish, number 3 close grain, easy to work with. Nature of tree: teak, champa, dedor, raktagandha, walnut, etc. Fancy goods and toys: easily workable, strength and durability, fairly hard and lightweighting standard. Simul, sandal, bamboo, mahogany. Music instruments: number 1 pleasing brick red color, soft and easy to work, beautiful bottling, tune walnut. Scientific instrument: number 1 moderately hard and tough, light, easy to work with, guava. Packing boxes: soft and light in weight, last water and chin, simul, mango, dedor. Pegs: hardness and durability cheap, orjun, coconut, plum, kher. Railway sleepers: hardness, toughness, durability, sundari, red cedar, clean bell. Shuttering: hardness to durability, easy to work. Properties of wood: specific gravity 1.54, moisture content, structural elements 12 to 20% for doors and 10 to 60% for woods. Shrinkage: linear shrinkage along the fibers lies between 0.1 to 0.3% in radial direction, between 3 to 6%. Swelling of wood along the length of fibers ranges from 0.1 to 0.8%, 3 to 5% in the radial direction. Heat conductivity: the coefficient of heat conductivity along the fibers is 1.8 times greater than the across the fibers and average 0.5 to 0.27 calorie per mh degree C. Sound conductivity: the velocity of sound in wood is 12 to 17 times greater than its in air, and such wood may be considered to have high sound conductivity. Next slide. Thank you.